Hello YouTube, and welcome to the 3.4 update on my free-to-play Firefly account. This account was started a bit over a year ago specifically with the purpose of vertically investing in Firefly, because I have an unhealthy obsession with girls and mecha. I showcased how this account does in the endgame a couple of months ago in 3.1, talking about vertical investment and its viability as a strategy for free-to-play players. Now we finally have a Firefly rerun, which means it's time to pull and get Firefly to E2. But first let's see what's happened on this account since then. Right after making that vertical video, 3.2 released with a Fugue rerun. Our Fugue was already E1, so we pulled to upgrade her to E2. We lost our 50-50 to Fushwan, a character that hasn't aged well. She doesn't really have any DPS right now that wants her specifically. So we keep pulling and get our Fugue E2. This has been a terrific Eidolon, by the way. I highly recommend it. We also pick up the free Ruan Mei from the store to take ours to E1. In patch 3.3, I tried pulling on Hyacine to help my Feixiao team, but we lost the 50-50 to Bronya. So now I have an E1 Bronya, maybe I'll find a use for her someday. I stopped pulling there because I needed to make sure I had 240 pulls in 3.4 to guarantee Firefly's E2. This brings us to 3.4, and it's time to spend our war chest of Stellar Jade. We win our first 50-50 bringing Firefly to E1. Of course, we're not done yet, so we keep pulling and lose to Blade. But on the very next 10 pull, we get lucky and get a very early Firefly bringing her to E2. We still have plenty of pulls left, so we risk pulling Firefly's terrible E3 to get Archer's Light Gun. Quick note about the Firefly skin. I'm not getting it. It's not a bad skin, it would be great on Clara, send her to prep school. Send Silverwolf to prep school. Hell, send Kafka to prep school. But with Firefly, it doesn't change her vibe at all. Imagine if it was a mech pilot plug suit instead. Anyway, I also had about 60 standard pulls, and they gave us a very clutch Dance Dance Dance, which I needed a second copy of for the break team. And we get a Bronya Lyca. The game really wants me to play Blade Bronya right now. In terms of energy, I spent about 2 months of farming the Eagle Cavern for Feixiao. It's a big upgrade for her because now she can take 3 turns inside of a Robin ult. Of course, we have Archer joining the roster. I don't have proper relics for him yet, so for now he's wearing Feixiao's hand-me-downs. But I did need to craft a double crit sphere for him, and I swear, crafted relic RNG is rigged. This is the third one that I've had turn out like this. Because I needed a second support for Archer, I finally did Amphorius on this account to get RMC, and she's wearing speed pieces from the same Eagle farm I did for Feixiao. With all our upgrades in place, let's see how this account does in the endgame now, starting with Memory of Chaos. So on the True Sting side, we are going with Firefly. We're going to buff HMC with Tingyun so that HMC can help with breaking the toughness on this Praetor. And you'll notice that we are now playing without a sustain. And that's because with Fugues and Firefly's E2s, we have so much damage that we don't really have to worry about enemies killing us. So we can just focus on damage. In fact, we have so much damage that we can and should skip this ultimate from HMC because we will do too much damage. And I want to make sure these enemies survive just long enough so that we can get our ults and have them ready at the start of the next wave so we can start attacking. Now I don't want Firefly to be the one to break this horse, so I'll just basic here. And I don't want to risk Fugue breaking that. So here, we give the extra turn to Firefly. And she starts the next wave. So the next wave spawns in. And we action advance with Fugue, and we action advance with HMC, and get HMC back in front, which allows us to break the toughness on True Sting, so we can start focusing the damage with Firefly. Now we need to rebuff, and we're done with HMC's help. HMC can do toughness damage on True Sting on his own. So we are going to rebuff. And then get Firefly to break here, ideally. So we can push now. Nice. So we don't have any damage going out right now, so we can rebuff here just to get her ult back faster. One nice thing about Firefly E1, as we mentioned before, is she is able to allow the rest of her team to use a lot more skill points, which is great. So we advance. We're gonna get Firefly this turn. Break the little stings. Give her the second turn. And then walk in our zero cycle. So beating the True Sting side without Lingsha allowed us to bring her over here to the Hule side, which is fortunate because the damage on this side is so obnoxious. With Gallagher, and even with Lingsha, it's possible to have somebody just randomly die on this first wave of attacks. So we're actually going to be pretty aggressive with our healing here, because I want to get the toughness down on this Lion. We are focusing on the Lion because it's going to allow us to get rid of the very annoying archers. So here we're gonna toughness break. And we're going to use our second ult here. Cool. So now Fei Xiao is going to kill this lion. Second rabbit goes off. Nice. Now we're less worried about all of this. So we have a rabbit coming up, so this is going to be fine. We need to generate some skill points. So we will try to do this in one cycle by pushing this guy through. Question is, can we get enough energy on Robin? Have to be careful about that. So here, I'm just going to ult. Skill, and she does have enough energy. Perfect. So actually, this would be great if we could push this wave without having to use Robin's ult. And it looks like we'll be able to. Perfect. Which allows us to do this at round start. I'm going to just basic here, because I still have one rabbit left over. So here, we're going to get our march right back up. Now, who is going to take his turn? Get our emergency rabbit. I think now is an appropriate time to ult here. This is going to allow us to break them, so we can do full break damage. And we will have to skill here to get our rabbit's turn back on. Okay. This is fine. Nice, so we get our Fei Xiao back inside the Robin ult because of the double ults that we did. And we are going to get everybody another turn with this Robin. So we basic to get skill points and we get started. Can I afford to... I think I can afford to not ult there, or not skill. I will use this ult to heal everybody up. And so that I can get some extra damage on Hule. Rabbit hopefully pushes him through. Perfect. And I'm just going to use this ult to make sure I don't waste anything. So at some point we probably will have to rebuff Linksha. Is this going to trigger Emergency Rabbit? Yeah, Emergency Rabbit's out. This is okay, right? Yeah, so this is going to put her behind March, and then put March at a point where... Do I have to worry about him at all? No, right? He doesn't have any minions. Oh, he has 2 minions. Is Emergency Rabbit back up? I'm not sure, but we're going to break him here, so this is fine. She's going to get an extra turn. Okay. So we're just going to pop this as soon as possible to heal. That was pretty safe, I guess. Alright, so we're going to get an extra set of turns. And now we can give everybody extra turns. March comes back. March takes her turn. And we ultimate. Comfortable 2-cycle. Next up is Pure Fiction. On the first team, we go with the Firefly side. And here we advance everybody. So we put the Fugue buff on Linksha because Firefly can break everything on her own, and so this way Fugue can help out as well. Skill to push the wave along. Everything died. This is not that important. I guess giving the energy to everybody's about the same. So here, I'm going to actually do something weird. I'm going to ult this, and I'm gonna waste a little bit of advance on Firefly in order to maximize the energy on Fugue. Because Fugue is going to get her ult very quickly back if we use it right there. So here we can just kill everything, I guess. We get an extra turn. And we're off to the next wave. So here we can just basic, I think, yeah. See? And before Fugue's second turn, she got her ult back. So we can advance everybody right back as we were. Let's try to kill this. Not able to. Okay. So one of the nice things about Firefly E1 is now we don't have to worry about skill points on this team as much, which is something that we definitely did have to before. Okay, so here we can break. We can do this big break on the boss with Firefly. Keep hitting the boss. Are we gonna get a trigger on the half health? No, probably not. Okay, so I want to make sure this goes to Firefly. And then we Fugue. Advance everybody. Rabbit is kind of close, but Linkshaw's gonna go soon anyway. Let's just advance everybody. We're rebuffing anyway. Okay, Linkshaw. We need 2 skill points, right? Let's make sure to rebuff Linkshaw. Alright, so now we're out of the first cycle, and we are close to getting out of Firefly's ult. We don't get an extra turn here, so let's just focus on, let's see if we can get a, nice, so we got our rabbit. This is going to advance us. Let's see if we can get a hit, nice, get a rabbit. Is this going to push us into the next wave? No, not quite. A little bit of a mistake. Could have waited a second for that. We're off to the next wave. Alright. I want to give this to somebody who needs a Firefly, I think. Great. This is gonna get us there? No. So she's getting an extra turn here, which is a nice thing for all the advances that we've been doing. Let's see if she can kill this. These things get pretty bulky towards the end. Yeah, see, they get so bulky that it's hard to kill something. Fortunately, it still works with a break. And we get our turbulence back on, which is a big deal. So here we advance. Can we advance back in front of the... No, we miss it by a little bit. Yeah, we missed the extra turn before the turn off by a little bit. Here, I kind of want Firefly to be the one to break this rabbit. I'm gonna not use my attacks there. Okay. So here, I want to use this to push this. No, forgot the rabbit came back. That sucks. So here, at least I get the Fugue break on Japard. Rabbit is close. So we're just going to do a basic. We do have to be a little bit careful about... Okay, now the rabbit went. We can go with the ultimate. Okay. Get our next... Move the wave along. Rebuff. Advance. Whimsicality is going to end soon. But I think if we don't... Oh, we can't do that. We have to be careful of our energy. Okay, so here we probably want to do this because we have to rebuff. Is anybody back inside the turn? No, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we lost our whimsicality, so we start building it back up. Here we get an extra turn. Try to push the wave along. And who needs skill points? Firefly's gonna need a skill point eventually, but not right now. And our supports all have their buffs pushed, so we're in a good place right now. Good energy. Okay, so she's on a downturn. But we can still break. Japard is gonna wake up. Would have been nice if he hit Lenksha, but we're not going to be so lucky. Nice. So Firefly's gonna probably come out of her phase. Okay, so we need one skill point for her and one for Fugue. So we have 3, which may... No, actually we need 2 skill points for Firefly. That sucks. Oh, and Japard doesn't have Firefly debuff on her. That sucks. He's still going to get broken slowly, but I wish it was a little bit faster than that. Come on, hit Firefly. Cool. Okay, so this is going to give her an extra turn. And this is going to allow her to break him. And we can advance as well. Rebuff Lenksha. Okay, Lenksha pushes the rabbit. And we're gonna get one more advance from Fugue. Unfortunate, we lost our Ruin May buff. But we get this off and this should be it. Perfect. 40,000. So on the Firefly side, we got 40k. This lets us take a leisurely stroll to the finish line on the Fei Shao side. But let's see how many points we can get. In the beginning, we just farm up some skill points. Nice. This is okay. So we do get the ult, but we're gonna wait here actually, because I want to first do this. I want to get rid of the garbage can. And I want the skill point from Robin herself, actually. Yeah, this is a waste, unfortunately. But there's no way. And we do want that skill point. Let's do it like this. So I want to push this wave along. We're going to waste a little bit of energy on Herta. Because I want a mostly fresh wave. Oh, actually, this might have been a mistake as well. I could have killed that guy with Gallagher. Okay, get a new wave now. We can do one ult here. This guy might be close to getting pushed. This gives us our turbulence. We are going to use this ult on the garbage can. So that's our 2 ults for... Is she gonna get her ult back? Unfortunate. Very close. Nice. So get to the next wave. Recruit Arene. Get a new wave. Before these guys start hiding. I think this one has more health still technically. The other guys are pretty frail. Yeah. So that was the 3rd ult in this ult for Robin, but I think we're gonna be able to still get enough charges before the next one. As you see, we're getting a lot of charges back, so it's okay to use it there. So enemies take their turn. Hopefully we can get a Gallagher turn soon. We're gonna save that ult for now. I want to have him take his turn first. Alright, so let's see if we can push the wave along a bit. Let's see, does this do anything? Is this enough? No, not quite enough damage. Okay, Fei Xiao's turn. Fei Xiao can get a Kuru here. I think I'm gonna save that ult because I don't think this ult is gonna get her back in turn. The only time I use that Fei Xiao ult is if this doesn't quite get Herta to hers, but she did get it. Alright. Cool. So they armor up. Oh, they're close to dying. Maybe there is a world where I should Kuru here. But she's gonna heal off of this guy. And we are gonna try to... Well, this will definitely Kuru the other guys on the side. Alright. Now, I think I want to ult here, just not to waste any charges. And do this. I'll probably kill this one. This will get us another Kuru off. And I'm curious if it will be enough. No, not quite. What to go next? That guy unfortunately armored up, so we can't do that. So let's try to push the wave along, I guess. Gallagher's ult is coming back up. Okay, let's see if this pushes the wave in a meaningful manner. I think this is going to get us the whimsicality back. I kind of don't want to use this Gallagher ult right now. Because I think we can do better. I want to save it for the last wave. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, now we do it, because... Oh, actually that was... Yeah, this is fine, because he's going to attack before Robin's turn ends. So Robin's going to have to rebuff. And ults. Gallagher's gonna go. Let's try to push the waves along. I'm okay with this. It's an ambiguous question of whether Herta or Fei Xiao should get the extra damage from their skill points, and I think it's fine either way. Okay, let's see. Can give this energy. This is basically free energy. This is gonna die to some kind of Kuru. So let's see if we can get something to lower health. Maybe get something to die off of this. No. This will... No, that's not quite enough. Alright, 66,800. Let's just make sure no one dies. This boss can be a little scary. And I kind of want to be greedy. I don't know if I can afford to, though. Okay, not Herta. That's fine. Can I get greedy here with the ults? And I feel like I can't. Like, I want to really badly. But since he's enraged, I feel like I have to do this. So, who do I give this skill to? I guess I give to Fei Xiao again. Tough decision here. I'm gonna give it to Fei Xiao because I think she gets an ult out of this. Yeah, she gets an ult out of this. Okay, let's just break him. I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. Give instead a Kuru to Herta. Oh, we got a skill point back. That's right. No, don't do that. She's gonna die. Wait, is she bleeding? No, she's not. She might be okay, actually. Okay, so she can just auto attack. Oh my gosh, she's not bleeding. That's insane luck. Alright, we're on the finish line. Oh, is that a mistake? So we can skill here finally. Because we can basic here. Because we can... get an ultimate off here. Can we kill anything? Basically we have to kill something to make it matter with the score. So let's just kill this. I don't think we get any Kurus out of this. Alright. Let's finish with Apocalyptic Shadow. On the Flame Reaver side, say hello to Archer. I tried doing this with Fei Xiao, and she struggled because this is not a win stage. Maybe there's some way to make it work without a sustain. But I tried to do it with Firefly, and she struggled because look at the toughness on these ghosts. Like, why? Why is it so high? Is there any good reason for this? I think this is more than the toughness most elites have. So, after that, my plan was going to be Shui Yi, and she sort of did okay. but the score wasn't very high, so let's just use Archer, since he is free, and maybe this is miHoYo's intended strategy. So we use basics to destroy one of the ghosts with the followers from Archer, and now we use Archer to destroy the remaining ghosts. And ironically enough, this is the last time that we interact with the ghosts, because after doing some testing, I've decided that the best way to deal with Flame Reaver is to just not do his mechanics. The ghosts don't do that much toughness damage on him, and he seems to still take a lot of damage from Archer even when Archer is hitting him in his unbroken form. So rather than worry about, oh, how do I sync up my Archer with these ghosts so that this red ghost doesn't disappear, just build skill points. Don't worry about it. You know, Flame Reaver is supposed to do more damage to Archer, or to the team, based on the amount of ghosts you don't kill, but it doesn't seem to be enough to actually kill the team, so it's better to just do this. Here we pull up Gallagher to generate an extra skill point. And we start attacking. This gives us the ultimate. So we will ult here to get one extra attack. And this is going to break Flame Reaver. So now that Flame Reaver is broken, we are going to attack here. Now here we want to... So we did the Gallagher ult so that miMiMi can get ahead of Flame Reaver. Now we get a skill point back. And just keep hitting him, because why would I do the boss mechanic if he's just going to... Here I don't want to break him, so just to make sure I don't break him, I'm going to attack something else before this. Same thing here. And we go back to just hitting him really hard. Archer did pretty well using that silly strategy. Let's see if Firefly can keep up. So we toughness break on the left hand and action advance. Linkshot is back on this team since this is a fire stage, and RMC is being used on the other side. Here we break on the right hand side to keep the damage balanced between the two sides. And now we do one more attack. And one more attack. To break the Doombringer. So now we first rebuff with Ruin Mei to action advance, and then we action advance with Fugue. This puts the beast in range of break, but I don't want Fugue to be the one breaking him, so we're gonna let Firefly do it. And so now our goal is actually to break this Doombringer before Firefly's turn, but we also want Ruin Mei to rebuff here. Because A, we don't need her, and because we'll need her to be doing a little bit of toughness damage later on. Perfect, so the Rabbit ult breaks Now, Firefly on her turn is going to re-imprint weakness. And here we're going to, once again, do a balance on our toughness break. Ruin may get stunned, which is unfortunate, but she comes right back up. So now we will break. Actually, don't know how to proceed here. I'll try breaking here and action advance back. And this will give Firefly an extra turn. Perfect. Exactly what we want to see. So she has this extra turn. And we will action advance everybody. Rapid goes off, second rapid goes off, and 1852, just slightly beating Archer. Let's wrap things up with general thoughts while I have the builds playing in the background. Firefly sucks. Don't pull her. She's a 3-target DPS, which is the worst archetype. She needs her allies to do toughness damage for her, but she's faster than them. Her technique doesn't work on phase changes. If she exits her enhanced state, it takes forever to get enhanced again, and when you do, the first turn is usually wasted because Fugue and Linksha need the imprint from that attack. That said, I don't regret pulling her. I like that she sucks, and is an underdog. And she's a decent vertical investment target that gets much better with investment. Her E2 fixes most of her problems, allowing her to do a lot more damage before she powers down. She also makes her teammates better. Her E1 allows Linksha to skill more aggressively, and her E2 increases frequency of breaks to accelerate Fugue's E2 even further. So if you are thinking of pulling Firefly, I don't recommend it. There are rumors that she's getting buffs, which is cool, but I am sure that she will get a rerun when those buffs happen, so just pull her then. If you're thinking of doing vertical investment for other DPS, I recommend making sure there's a good payoff for doing so. Firefly has a pretty good E2, but many characters don't. You want your DPS doing around 2 times as much damage at E2S1 than at E0S0. This will allow you to keep upgrading them with each rerun and keep them relevant against the power creep. As for this account, Firefly's E3 to E5 suck, so I'm not doing any pulls for them until I'm at least ready for her E6 on a rerun next year. In the meantime, I do need to make some upgrades for the Fei Xiao team. She's starting to struggle a bit, so I'm going to be saving to pick up probably highest scenes E0S1, and hopefully we get a Jade rerun soon. That's it for now. Subscribe and like, leave a comment, join the Discord. I'll be streaming Fire Emblem later in the week. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.